What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, according to Michael Benson, I could put the tweet up, but y'all know how I get down. And he tweeted that Michael Coppinger has said the fight between Joseph Parker and ZHANG, it's set for the card in Saudi, right? On the Anthony Joshua and Ngannou undercard. So that's a fight that that's a good fight. That's a fight that I definitely want to see that fight. So now we know, based on this tweet that was sent out, I might post it up in the community section. It's really not necessary, but pretty much that it won't be Wilder versus Zhang. So we know that that's been turned down. And in fact, Malik Scott has said that those fights were brought to him, a rematch with Joseph Parker. That's true, yeah. That was pitched to them. A fight with Zhang was pitched to them. Now, Malik Scott agreed that it was. Shelly Finkel said he likes those fights. Now, remember, I did a video on that. But remember when Malik Scott said he's more concerned about Wilder's mental health, in an interview after that fight? And he basically is saying that, Wilder they want him on that card, but basically he needs a fight to get his confidence back. That's what they're looking to do. Just saying, look, guys, when you are a fighter that talk a lot of shit, when you talk overly confident, and then you find yourself in a position that you criticize other fighters for being in, it's hard for people to feel any type of remorse for you. I mean, it's not going to help you anyway, because you talk like you're above and beyond anything other than a win. So when you lose, now all of a sudden, I need a confidence builder. I need to get that spark back. Look, it's like this. If you're not feeling like you have it, then don't fight. Humble yourself. Step aside. Stop running your mouth. Why? For every time you open your mouth and promise you'll knock someone out, you're this, you're that, I do this, I'm going to do that. I sparred 428 rounds. I've done this, I've done that. Ring rust means nothing. Then all of a sudden, it was because of ring rust. All of these things. So, people was trying to crucify Anthony Joshua for people saying that he was trying to take a step down in fighting Zhang. How? Why? They didn't know what Zhang was capable of. But I told you it was nothing but hate, because those same people, they were basically saying Erkovic was a bad dude. Then he shouldn't have got dropped by Zhang. He shouldn't even have been in a fight that it was even debatable. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for people to walk away going, I think Zhang won. Like some idiot tell me, nobody think, well, shut your dumb ass up. You go in any fucking channel, you go in the zone anywhere, and you see anywhere that fight where people got a video of their fight up, and you read the comments, and the majority, yeah, I know because I check. I look into these things. The majority of those people feel like Zhang won. I don't care nothing about who you like better, who you're a fan of, and that's what people speak out of, fanboyism. It has nothing to do with anything. So, getting in their feelings, just running their mouth about nothing. But pretty much, if that fight's locked in, we know that it won't be Parker in a rematch with Wilder, and we know that Zhang won't be that guy. Now imagine if, AJ fans start going, once again, you understand what I'm saying? Here goes Joseph Parker cleaning up Wilder's mess. Why? Because he beat Wilder easily, and then the fight that they had for Wilder was Zhang. So who are they going to put him in there with? I promise you, if they give him like a Derek Chisora, somebody, I would say, when I'm looking at it, I would say, man, don't be shocked if they give him like a Manuel Char, but it's not going to be Char, because I forgot who, somebody Char, so I'm not interested in Manuel Char. But it's somebody he's supposed to be fighting for his belt that he has. I mean, when they say belts don't mean anything, it depends on who has it, to be honest with you. So we know it won't be like Manuel Char. You know, it's bottom line is Manuel Charles sucks as a fighter. He's been inactive, and somehow he has a belt. But anyway, the reality of that is, for Wilder to be on his card, and they give him a soft touch, is not shocking. The two names that was available to him, the two names, rematch Parker, ZHANG, are no longer on the table. They're fighting each other. Andy Ruiz's name didn't come up. Andy Ruiz is a former champion, and if that's the opponent you want, they would want to announce that, so get more people interested in this card, right? So I doubt very seriously it's going to be Andy Ruiz. I believe if Wilder's going to be on this card, it's going to be a soft touch, just like he and his fans are requesting, so he can come back, try to get a quick knockout, just so they think that this is going to put him back in that position to fight Anthony Joshua. Okay? And pretty much, if you go and fight some meatball C-class fighter, what the fuck does that, how does that put you in position for a top spot when you're going to beat someone that's not even in the top spot? And if that person was to beat you, they just replace your spot, and at least one of the sanctioning bodies, you know, whichever one that you're ranked in, and that same person may be ranked in. But other than that, just saying, because let's just say, for example, if he fights somebody that's ranked, I'm just saying number 15, right? And let's just say Wilder's ranked like number 9 or 10. If that person was to beat Wilder, right? And every sanctioning body, you're not ranked, you know, the same number, and some of them you're not ranked at all in. So the point is, even if that was to happen, what does that do for that person? Nothing. Nothing. Unless this person went and they made a statement, destroyed Wilder, got the crowd to ooh, ah, and they feel like we might be on to something. But other than that, no. So if they go in there and give him a soft touch, well, this is typical Wilder fashion. Let me get a Robert Helenius. Let me get a soft touch type fighter, and hope I can get that knockout. Now, knocking out a low tier fighter, how does that give you your confidence back? You're just back to doing the same shit. Okay, I know I can beat these type of guys. The problem is when I fight these type of guys. And unless you're beating these type of guys, how does your confidence come back? You understand what I mean? Like, no, you beat a C-class guy. Okay? Like when I posted that short video, okay, of him making Berman Stavern get low, right? What did I put in there? Now, this is what Wilder has to try to do with the top guys. And I put fight Zhang. This is what I'm saying. Wilder's own words was, how is Joseph Parker going to have confidence? How is he going to beat him when he didn't have confidence as a champion? Right? So how are you going to have confidence as a challenger? That don't make sense to me. Okay. Same way you said that, and it made no sense to me, but the same way he said that, that's my point. How the hell are you going to get confidence back by fighting guys that you're supposed to beat? And this whole career, that's what he's been fighting. Low tier fighters. So okay, it's like, think about it. It's like you drive a car all your life, right? You've been driving a car, an automatic. Now all of a sudden, they want you to drive an 18-wheeler, a stick on top of that, without much training. Your confidence is not the same, because you can wheel that little car and not everything. Now this truck is different, and it takes a while to get that confidence. So what do? Do you go on the road immediately, or do you practice? Okay, let me learn how to double clutch. Let me, learn how to maneuver this thing. Yeah, you practice first to get it. You understand? You don't just jump in there. Now, once you do, you can drive anything else. The size doesn't matter. This is the biggest thing that you're going to put on the road, right? So now all of a sudden, it's like, well, okay, I'm used to that. I know I can do that. So my point, driving a car, even a stick shift, okay, doesn't give you the confidence that you can drive an 18-wheeler. It's not the same. I can't make the analogy any more simple than that, okay? Plain and simple, they're going to do, as far as I'm concerned, what Wilder and his fanboys have been requesting. Give him somebody inactive, give him somebody that basically isn't that good, try to give him the best possible chance to knock somebody out. And at this point, this is what people expect. So other than Wilder fanboys, who's going to really be wild if he goes and knock out someone that basically is a low-tier fighter? And Malik Scott said the thing is to keep him active. Okay, I agree with keeping him active. I've been saying it. Yeah, let him stay active. But at the same time, he said out of his own mouth, y'all heard it, ring rust doesn't play a part. I was out of the ring the same amount of time, even longer for Hellenius. He said it. It plays no part. He has a blessing and a curse in his right hand. That's what he said, right? And then after he got his ass whooped, then he went to saying it was because of inactivity and ring rust and all this other stuff and a cryo chamber. It's never just one thing. It's always a combination of things, other than just Joseph Parker was just a better fighter. I heard Malik Scott tell a story about how Joseph Parker, when he would fight, he would bring Malik Scott on his undercard and say, I want Malik Scott on that card. And he said, they would say like, hey, we can't afford it in the budget. And that Joseph Parker would spend his own money and bring Malik Scott with him. And he said, with that being said, he got to get knocked out like everybody else, and all or whatever. Okay, right. You guys were so confident. They talked so much shit. They were sending warnings to Anthony Joshua and all this bullshit. And then he got his ass whooped. So I don't understand how someone with a strong mind is scared to fight ZHANG. Scared to fight the guy that beat you. And basically, and listen, okay? If he lost due to a cryo chamber, why would he feel the need to not fight Joseph Parker in a rematch? If I know what was wrong, I lost because of this particular reason. So this whole, I'm a happy fighter, I lost my killing instinct, it makes zero sense to me. You're going to get your confidence back by fighting a low-tier guy. Because the common sense is, yes, I can beat this level of opposition. This is what I've been doing my whole career. So when you say, I've showed time and time again what I can do, you also showed us what you can't do against top competition. And that's exactly why him being on that card means nothing if he's not going to fight a top guy. Now, he said he had a multi-deal. So I believe, put it like this, the Saudis might throw this man a bone just for the sake of reserving what's left of his career, hoping that they can spark interest, that maybe they can still get that AJ versus Wilder fight. But like I said, you don't beat a 5 and then get elevated to an 8. You don't beat an 8 then get elevated to a 10. No, you have to go up the levels, okay? You don't skip the stairs. You take one at a time to get to those levels. And that's what he doesn't want to do. So when you say stay active, and I'm telling you, like, they want one fight. And we said, look, he lost one fight to Parker, right? He lost to Fury. Okay, come back, you fight Hellenius, he beats him, and he lost to Parker. What have we been saying? Wilder needs a big win, okay? And he's dropped in the rankings, okay? But he needs a big win, not no mediocre win, in order to get back. And he needs to, like the same way how he was, bragging about knocking out low-tier guys. Okay, that's what he needs to do to ZHANG or Parker. That's how you get your spot back. Unless you do that, who really cares that you beat a meatball? Because he can go in there and knock out a meatball, and you're going to have the 7-8 sports of the world, and everybody, he got his killer instinct back. No, he's in there with the same type of competition he's been fighting. That's what. So when I look at who's who, and I'm being real. Y'all can call it what you want. I really hope that they underestimate like a Frank Sanchez, somebody, and put him in there with somebody like him. And the reason is because just like I don't like the idea of Francis Ngannou skipping the line and coming in, and all of a sudden this guy, because of his popularity from MMA, he skipped the line. He's fighting guys that he haven't earned a shot with. He was just given the opportunities. I don't blame him for taking it. But that's what Wilder has been doing his whole career, just being given guys to make him look good. And okay, to his credit, he won those fights, with the exception of that Harold Sconia fight that people try to act like never happened. They never want to bring that up, ever. And not only that, you know, his losses to Fury that they praised him for because of the heart he showed, I give him credit for this heart that he showed. I already know he's limited, okay? But the amount of shit that this man talks and how he's always trying to critique everybody, for you to have so much mouth and you can't handle a simple loss, the poor sportsmanship, all the excuses, I just can't respect that. And again, nothing changes. And this is what we were so glad that the Saudis were doing, bringing the best versus the best. So this is a shit stain on the card to me. If they throw him a bone and give him a fucking easy fight just to try to make him look good. How about, hey, look, Deontay, go work something out with the PBC or whatever, right? Go work something out. Get a stay active fight. Okay? Win that fight. Don't fuck it up like you did with Parker. And then come back. Okay? Because we want you in a big fight. We don't want to promote no bullshit half-ass fight. Go handle your business. Go stand on your business and go and get a fight whoever you need to fight to get your so-called killer instinct back. But we need you to fight a top-tier guy. That's what needs to happen. And that's what I'm saying. And the reason I'm saying like a Frank Sanchez, because he's a guy that's not really popular, but he's deadly. So maybe they'll think, you know, then people are not as dumb as they look. They know Frank Sanchez is a threat. They know what he can do. So unless Wilder really is that stupid to think that Frank Sanchez isn't on his level because of he's more being less popular. This is what I'm saying. So if you want to go by someone who's not well known, put him in there with Frank. But I know he don't want that kind of smoke. And I think that is like a fucking travesty that you would take a guy and put him on a major card and fuck the card up, taint the card with a stinky bullshit fight just for the sake of trying to preserve him. So, I mean, like I'm saying, man, I won't be shocked if they try to give him Derek Chisora. And like I said, they'll try to hype Derek Chisora up, talk about, oh, he always comes to fight. He's always in exciting fights. He's the gatekeeper. But no, we know Derek Chisora went way down. And the only thing that they can say is that, yeah, but they're around the same age, or he might be a year or a year and a half, something like that. He might be a year older than Wilder, which doesn't mean shit. But bottom line, Derek Chisora's finished as a fighter. He's been finished. Okay, he could have been fought Derek Chisora years ago, just like he could have fought Joseph Parker years ago. Okay, but why give him Derek Chisora now? And I believe they're going to try to find that type of opposition. Otherwise, what real warrior? He always called him, I'm a warrior. You say, oh, I'm a king, I'm a warrior. What real warrior don't want to rematch the guy that beat him? What real warrior want to let another fucking predator come and take his food? Because if ZHANG is the bum like everybody was saying, well, then why Wilder don't go knock this big bum out and get this money? Come on, y'all. So, and all this, and even Malik Scott says something that the fanboys say. But Malik Scott said it to make the point that Wilder is Superman. The fanboys say it to make an excuse. The fanboys say, you got to remember, though, most of the people Wilder fight is like 30 pounds heavier than him. So fucking what? Mike Tyson had to deal with the same thing. Ali dealt with the same thing in the fights. How many fucking, I mean, are you serious? Holyfield dealt with it. Many fighters deal with it, fighting people way bigger than them. It's not there. What? That man is 6'7". Him choosing to come in skinny as fuck, 214 pounds. Hey, that's something him and Malik Scott got to work out. Malik Scott said, you got to remember, Wilder knocked out people 30, 40, even up to 100 pounds heavier than him. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't remember him knocking nobody out 100 pounds heavier than him, but even still, he's saying it. So like basically size don't mean nothing. This is what he said. And they was talking about Joseph Parker being bigger. They said Joseph Parker, he looked like he was in better shape than when he fought ZHANG. It's not so much that he was in better shape, okay? He put the weight on to have better punch resistance because of Joyce's style and because of Joyce's physical size. Joyce is like 250-something pounds. He's a big dude, okay? Joyce has been up to 260. So that was that. So he's making the point, and he said size means nothing. Wilder has the great equalizer, it means nothing. So Malik Scott saying one thing, and the fanboys are saying something different. Okay? Plain and simple. It's like saying the word no. N-O. No, K-N-O-W. You pronounce them the same, but they mean something completely different. And that's exactly what they're doing, and they don't even realize it. That being said, y'all, aside from the Wilder fanboys, if they throw Wilder a bone, you have different boxing personalities that's going to try to, be neutral and not really roast Wilder. But be honest with you, he's going to more likely be careful with who he allows to interview him, because I can't see a true interviewer not saying, Wilder, you missed out on $100 million payday against Anthony Joshua. How do you recoup that fighting a low-tier guy? In fact, you said you got to get your killer instinct back. When I had my killer instinct, nobody had a chance, which was a lie because you lost to Fury. But bottom line is, and you had no talk about your killer instinct not being all this, I'm a happy fighter stuff. Cut the shit. Look, how do you get your confidence back by fighting a lesser opponent? The same guy you're going to beat, AJ would beat. That's who you're trying to get back to, right? So how does this work? How do you feel better about yourself just to say, okay, I got another win against a guy who I'm supposed to win against? A cherry pick. Let's find the weakest opponent we can find without completely embarrassing and putting the shit stain on this card. I'm just saying, people don't want to do that. I wonder what these guys at Talk Sport, what type of questions they would ask Wilder if he went on their show. Because I just don't understand these guys, man. Like a guy lose a fight back in the day, he got up, fuck it. Let's go study the film, see what I did wrong. Let me go correct that, and hey, let's move on. Whether it's a rematch or with another guy, but let's go. And then all of a sudden, you got these guys like, they look. This is what we do. We're fighters. You got people that have distractions. They're not focused. Things happen, right? And they'll tell you, I'm going through some personal things, blah, 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 this, that. I should have been more focused or whatever. Okay, nobody cares in the end. You got in the ring. It is what it is. Okay, but in this generation, man, this era, it's like these guys talk so much shit. Lose one fight and fall the fuck apart. And you mean to tell me just losing a fight caused mental health issues? Spoiled fucking brats used to being spoon-fed. So when they don't get their way, they cry. This is a travesty. I can't believe this is happening to me. But yet, you try to kick another man when you think he's down. And then when he gets up and shine again, excuses, excuses, excuses. And that's why I say, how do you have damn near a 2-hour video and you spend the majority of the time making excuses about why you lost, talking about how happy your opponent was because you lost, can't answer direct questions and explain what happened? Was it true about the negotiation? Nothing. They don't want to fight. Just deflections to all the questions, and you only get interviewed by people that's not going to ask you the real questions. And for people to see this and act like this is normal, they act like they don't understand that this is by design, that's okay. But it's not going to help him. It doesn't help any fighter. No, and it's like this is what we were so happy about with the Saudis, with these cards. Why would you alter that for any one fighter? I'm not, and I told you, I'm not into this AJ versus Ngannou fight. It might, listen, I know what I would like to see happen in that fight and what really needs to happen so boxing can fucking get back to boxing. But at the end of the day, whoever they put Wilder in there against, if it's a low-tier guy, I don't see him getting no 20, 30 million for that. 50 million for a low-tier guy. So if it's a confidence builder, I mean that. It shouldn't be on his Saudi card. Let him go do that shit somewhere else and then come back when he get his so-called killer instinct back. Just imagine that. Okay, I knocked out another bum. I got my killer instinct back now. No, because as soon as you get in there and that reality sets in, that this is a guy that is more likely going to beat you because the one-trick pony shit, people done figured your trick out, then what? As soon as you get in there and things are not going your way, same thing. And I feel like he slithered his way out of the Zhang fight simply because Zhang already signed the fucking contract. And I told y'all he's not going to sign it because he did it already. That's what a warrior does. You don't let them chances slide by. You take those opportunities. This is the same guy. I wasn't given the same opportunities that I gave people. Oh wow, you was offered Zhang. You was offered Parker. You don't want the rematch. What you mean you don't get the opportunities? You opted. Remember, I chose to fight you, Fury, even though I was offered way more money to fight AJ. And then this man, he wasn't given the opportunities. Well, how about you earn the opportunities? Because the opportunities that you were given, you turned down. And the ones you were given that you lost, okay. Stop acting like a big 6'7" bitch, man. And this is what I'm saying. I don't understand this mentality. I can't relate to it. I just can't. I just can't relate to this shit. It's like, man, all this shit when you win, but when you lose, every fucking excuse. That shit is a turn off to me, man. As a man, I couldn't even sit in the same, I couldn't even sit at the same table, look this motherfucker in his face and take him serious. I really, in a conversation with him, I could see myself saying to him, were you used to getting told no when you was a kid? Or was you one of them kids that your mama just gave you everything you wanted? Like, she never told you no. Because, like, when did this start? I've never seen a person so goddamn spoiled, man. I've never seen a fucking fighter so, like, bro, do you realize the opportunities that you had that you turned down? Do you realize you could have fought Vladimir Klitschko and you didn't? And you had way more fights at the time than AJ did. He fought him at like that was his 16th fight. 15th or 16th fight. Do you realize that? You were 30 fights in. You could have fought Charles Martin. He had a belt. I mean, I'm just saying. So when he says, oh, I wasn't given opportunities, what the fuck do you mean? So this excuse about the killer instinct is supposed to make us go, oh, but you got to realize, man, he lost his killer instinct. Hey, listen, man, any fighter that doesn't feel 100%, I don't suggest you get in the ring. But that's why I say, like I said, humble yourself, shut the fuck up. Stop talking so much bullshit. Because all that nonsense that you're saying, it basically, I don't care about your minions. It's a turnoff. And it exposes you to be a sore loser. And if things are not your way, you can't function. I don't want to hear about no mental health issues. And that's something that your fans and people close to you deny you didn't have any mental health issues. Now, all of a sudden, time goes by. People forget those conversations. And now mental health issues is an issue. And Wilder himself, people don't know what we go through, man. I don't fucking understand. That man ain't gonna know what it's like to be a father. Y'all think that shit's normal? Y'all think that's normal that a grown man break down and cry because another man is not going to know what it's like to experience being a father? A grown man sit there, I want to experience having a baby. You know, that's not normal. But you are a fighter. And none of those things come into play when you win. What are you going to say? I lost. What's the excuse going to be if you lose again? Well, what happened was I tried to get pregnant and I found out I can't have a baby and I just don't know what to do. It interfered with my performance. Look, y'all, just saying, we know that it's not going to be Parker. We know it's not going to be Zhang. I doubt that it's going to be Andy Ruiz. And I know that they look at Sanchez is high risk, low reward. He know that guy's deadly. I don't see him fighting him. If these motherfuckers throw enough money on the table and get Derek Chisora, talk him into getting in the fight, and he fight him, listen, if he don't fight, it's not the popularity situation, but if he don't fight a Frank Sanchez or somebody like that, somebody that's deadly, and you guys still support this bullshit, saying people who was shitting on Anthony Joshua were trying to shit on Zhang. Ain't it funny how y'all, now isn't it funny how y'all said AJ was ducking Zhang? Are y'all saying that are y'all acknowledging that Wilder ducked him? Yeah, are y'all acknowledging that? Now, I don't know exactly what happened, but y'all was calling Zhang a bum. That's what y'all was saying. He wasn't nothing. He was a nobody. Y'all said the same shit about Joe Joyce. And it's funny, like I said, two guys that AJ hold victories over in the amateurs, yet somehow he's scared of them now. Right. But you don't hear nobody saying Wilder ducked Zhang. But that's what he did. And you know how he ducked the rematch with Parker? Because it was offered to him and he turned it down. So nobody's saying he just ducked Parker, he just ducked Zhang. And the next time he opened his big mouth talking about he wasn't given the opportunities. And y'all sit there and just eat it like y'all do. It's nothing new. But all of y'all the same. So you best believe for him to turn down Zhang and to turn down Parker, he will not be fighting Andy Ruiz. He will not be fighting an opponent that's respectable. Okay, I don't give a shit about no gatekeeper nonsense. Derek Chisora is not the guy he need to be in there with. And I got a funny feeling because they tried to get Derek Chisora versus Jarrell Miller on the first card. He turned it down. And I don't know if it was because of the money or whatever the situation was. He just turned it down. But I got a funny feeling that they're going to try to get a Derek Chisora. Why? Because there's respect on his name, but the guy is finished. And I strongly believe that's what they're going to do. And if not, Derek Chisora is going to be some fucking fighter that he shouldn't be in there with. He don't even want to fight a F.A. Ajaba. So who the fuck is it that you're going to fight to get your confidence back? And that shit goes from different fights. I don't see you fighting a fucking lower tier guy, beat him, and then get your confidence back to go fight the high tier guys. And I don't see how that warrants you to be put back in the same position you was in. You didn't prove that you can beat Joseph Parker. You didn't prove that you could beat Zhang. You didn't get to fight Anthony Joshua to prove that you can beat him because you lost to Parker. And I believe AJ would knock him spark the fuck out anyway. But you didn't beat Andy Ruiz. You didn't beat Joe Joyce. You understand? You didn't beat Tyson Fury. You didn't beat none of these top guys. But somehow they keep trying to hold you on. Even when Wilder's hanging on that one string, it's like, let's find another strand. All right, Wilder, reach up and hold it with your left. I know you only have a right hand, but you're not punching. Just hold on. We try to keep you from falling. And that's all this is. The Saudis gave him a multi-fight deal. Why? Because he was supposed to smoke Joseph Parker, and then whatever happens between him and AJ happens. But that was the whole point. 2 fights with them. So if it was a multi-fight deal, it probably was a 3-fight deal. Smoke Parker, you and AJ. That's probably what it was for. 3 fights. But once again, he's trying to slither out of it. He's already slithered out of it. Again, like I said, you don't duck 2 elite guys just to fight another elite guy. So he's going to fight some meatball. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.